Hello. So I'm going to be explaining sorry about the bandicam. I'm going to be explaining about about surface flaps and basically what controls where the airplane goes. So I'm going to be controlling this to a flight simulator, so you won't be able to virtually see the flaps moving, but what you will be able to see is which flaps are moving. So I'm going to explain it. This is the elevator. So when the elevator goes up, this will go down, and when the elevator is down, this will go up. That's the way it works. And these are the aileron flaps. So when this little arrow moves over here, what will happen is the plane will bank. And when it moves over here, the plane will bank to the opposite direction. And this is my speed control. So when I'm recording this video, I'll be explaining how everything works. And you can basically just look at the control surfaces over here, and you'll be able to see exactly how it works and exactly what I'm doing in order for the plane to fly. So let's begin. So I'm going to start off by, 1 minute, just give me like 1 second. Sorry about that. Alright, here, I'm back now. So I'm going to get started. So I'm going to get started by increasing the speed of the airplane to make the airplane go faster. Alright, so as you can see, now my flaps are all the way up. So, now my speed is all the way up. So this is a virtual reading of how many knots I'm going. Knots is another definition of speed. So right now I'm going to be working with the elevator to lift the airplane up. So as you can see, I need to wait for a significant amount of speed, usually around 300 knots, before I can actually start to fly. So I'm just about reaching 300. So now I'm going to lift the elevators up, which causes the airplane to go down because of the air hitting it. So as you can see, now I'm up in the air. And the elevators are up just a little bit. So as you can see, my plane is already taking a little tilt, as you can see with the reading over here. So when I pull the stick backwards, what's happening is my flaps are moving up, causing the back of the airplane to go down, making it go up. So right now I'm flying, and my speed is still up, and I'm reaching at around 500 knots. This really isn't important, but this is the altitude that I'm flying at, and this is like where I am on the globe. So as you can see, I can basically control every single thing from the stick, except for some things like the speed. So right now I am flying. As you can see right now, when I tilt my stick, you can see that this moved just a little bit, because that is my ailerons. So right now I'm flying. So I'll just wait till I go over these mountains. As you can see, my speed is slowing down because now my airplane just wants to go up, and because of drag and the weight, my plane is slowing down, decreasing the thrust. This is a regular problem that several airplanes face. Another thing that you might have noticed is I have this word called gear over here. This is my landing gear. So right now, sorry about that. So as you can see, my landing gear is down. If I were to take my landing gear away, automatically my plane starts to fly a little bit faster. And this is because of air resistance. This landing gear is creating just a little bit of air resistance, stopping my plane from flying faster. So as you would have noticed, my speed is now going up a little bit. So this is basically how all the flaps work. So I'm going to show you what flaps do. So I'm going to drop down my landing gear, and you'll notice my speed's dropping. But for time being, I'll leave my landing gear up inside the airplane. So when I hit the flaps, it does two things. One of the main things it does is it starts to lift up the plane. The second thing it does is it starts to slow down the airplane, because now the airplane is focused a lot on going up. And my altitude, as you can see, my altitude right now is skyrocketing, but my speed is also going down. So I'm just going to wait till I go, sorry about that, 1 minute in a sense. Sorry.
I don't know how to record. I don't know how to edit.
Stop. Okay, wait, guys. Okay, Talon's filming.
The guy who slacks off and plays Flight Simulator.
Okay, Ashwin, go. Out.
Yeah,
Out.
he has knowledge.
Ashwin, out. Okay, wait, Tanish, Go, finish. Finish. You're full screen now, okay? I'm gonna go tell the guys downstairs to be quiet. Yo guys, can you guys please be quiet a little bit? We're trying to... Okay.
Waving flag.
I know.
Yeah, for Louis. I'm gonna explain what you said again.
Wait, guys.
That's what Jill said.
Alright, so as you might have noticed that at the moment my plane is kind of at an angle. That's because I was like talking to Mr. Gardner about like some of the elevators aspects and some of that. So yeah, I'll get started right now. Alright, so first let me flip around using the ailerons into flying position, because if you haven't noticed, I am upside down at the moment. I'm going to try my very hardest not to crash. So right now I just took away all the flaps. So right now the flaps are off. So alright, so I am basically in position right now. I'm just getting there. Alright, so okay, I kind of forgot where I left off, but I'll just run through everything. So alright, so now I just need to get inside a good flying position. Alright, so okay, I'm locking it. So right now, at the moment, my landing gear is up, my flaps are down, and everything is just blank. And my speed is like high, so I'm going to get the plane in a nice position, and then I'll just walk through everything, and I'll show you the effect that it has on the airplane. Alright, so, sorry, 1 minute. Alright, here, I'm back. So, I just stopped the airplane. Someone's coming inside the hall. Alright, so I'm just gonna try my very best to get this into a very good type of position. Sorry about that, Link. Alright, so right now you can see that the plane is basically balanced out. So when I hit the flaps, you'll notice two things happening. Right now my speed is going up. When I hit the flaps, sorry, that's my gear. When I hit the flaps, what happens is the plane starts to go up, the plane starts to go up, my altitude increases rapidly, and my speed starts to drop rapidly too. This happens because of the angle of attack and because of the way the flaps are positioned on an airplane. They're positioned on the wing, so when I push my flaps down, the plane is inclined to go up. So that's the way a flap works. So right now, flaps considerably slow down the airplane. Like right now, I took off my flaps and I instantly start to go down because I just lost this big extra part of lift on the airplane. So my speed is back going up again and everything's regular. So I'll show you what the elevator does. You might not have noticed it, but I've been using the elevator for basically everything right now. The elevator is the little cross that you see when like this little cross. That's what the elevator, it's basically the control of it. As I mentioned before, this over here is where my elevator is. So right now, when I pull back, my elevators go up and causing the back of the airplane to go down. But just because the back goes down, that doesn't mean the whole airplane does. In fact, when the back goes down, it lifts the front up. And because the front is up, the engines are forcing the air at an angle towards the ground, acting kind of like rockets. So, like right now, I'm using the elevator, and as I pull back, the plane starts to go forward, and the nose looks up, and the back looks down. And now my plane is going forward at an angle towards the sky. This works this exact same way, even when you pull it down. So right now, my elevators are down, and now I increase my speed, my altitude drops massively, and the airplane goes down. So this is the way the elevators work. 1 minute, I'll just go up. I need to fly up. Alright, so I explained the flaps and the elevator. Now it's time to explain a more complicated or difficult to understand concept, the ailerons. The ailerons are used to bank the plane, like what I'm doing right now. So as you notice, my plane is now at an angle. And what's happening is my plane is turning. It's turning at quite a significant angle, and it's basically turning towards the ground. And what's happening is my plane is slowly turning like a virtual turn. You might not have noticed this, but when you look at a regular airplane, when the airplane banks, as shown right now, the airplane is actually tilted. And it tilts at a very slight angle, well, around a 45-degree angle, and when it tilts, it also turns in that direction.